Well, we're taking a break from cooking to talk with Doug from Sure Dry Basements. He is here to, get us ready for winter and make sure that our basements are in the best shape they can be to get us ready for the cold that's ahead. Good morning. Thanks for being here.
Good morning, Amy.
So let's talk a little bit about winter and that frost and what it can do to our homes and our basements.
Well, what happens to the soil around the house and stuff during the regular season is not so much noticeable as it is in the wintertime, because the wintertime adds an element that we don't see in the other seasons of the year, and that's the frost, that's the freezing. So we're looking at frost action, or expansion of the soil. So from 10,000 feet, and you look out the window of an airplane, you see a whole bunch of housetops. If you pick up those housetops and just move them aside, you see a whole bunch of foundations, the shapes of houses. Now what you have is soil around the outside of the house, and inside of those foundations, there's air. So basically you have a negative side of the basement wall, and then you have a positive side. So the negative side stands there by itself, and air doesn't hold anything back. But the soil on the outside, which normally stands rigid during the other 3 seasons of the year, all of a sudden there's another culprit introduced, and that's water. So when water goes through soil, you have pervious soils, impervious soils. In other words, some soils water can move quickly through, and other soils retain water. And the soils that retain water are frost susceptible. So frost susceptible soils hold water, and then when in the process of that water transferring through the soil in the wintertime, the frost catches it, the freezing catches it. So now you have the soil that's frost susceptible, and then you have another element you have is the moisture that's retained in the soil, and then you have the freezing added to it. And when water freezes, it expands. So the more water that is hung up in the soil, when it freezes, the more expanding quality you have. So then the negative side, which is the inside of the basement, all of a sudden sees the dynamic of all the stretch on the outside, and then you'll have some issues at the basement walls.
And that's what we want to prevent. So you guys are all about, doing things ahead of time so that we don't have a damage over the winter. And so you can come out the house, look at the house, shore it up, see what kind of shape the basement is in. It's so important to look for those cracks. Look at your basement, because it really is the foundation.
That's right. The foundation, everything that's in your house, the basement is what it all rests on, and it's important that you keep it in good shape. There's a lot of proactive things that can be done. Make sure that you have a good positive pitch away from the house of a good watershed soil. Believe it or not, some of the soils that are most frost susceptible are the best watersheds. Get the water away from the house so that only the water that comes in next to the house is the water that has to come in, and the drain tile system is effectively draining that water away. So make sure those things are done. It's nice if you can to have an insulating factor around the house. Some years ago they used to put bales of hay and things of that nature.
Sure, but now we've come a lot farther. What are some of the solutions to protect your basement?
Geolock wall anchors add horizontal stability with an outside anchoring point. We have a power brace, which actually borrows strength from the floor joist system of the house and the basement floor to add strength. And we have a carbon armor system that adds rigidity to like a block wall to keep it from bowing and bending, to add vertical strength to it.
So there's lots you can do. Bottom line, get these guys out. Basement issues can be really expensive if you wait too long and you're not proactive, and so it's really better to get on it.
That's for sure.
How can people find out more? Have you out? I know you're booking. You're really booked up, but there may be openings.
Call us at 800-379-3788 or visit SureDryBasements.com.
Thanks so much, Doug. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.